Hey guys, it's Spike from the 16-Bit Syndicate, playing right now Uprising, the new Overwatch PvE event. It's pretty interesting, so I'm just going to give you my first impressions of it. I played it on hard first, lost a couple times, but then finally won. I believe I was playing Tracer. Anyway, I'm showing you the gameplay on screen of the match I played where I won. And so, yeah, just first impressions, you get Mercy, Reinhardt, Tracer, and Torbjorn. It's kind of an odd group, but it actually works pretty well. Everybody does their job really well, and a lot of it really comes down to coordination, like always. It really depends on how good each individual character is. Obviously, Mercy's hugely important with her res. If you go down in this mode, you don't instantly die. You kind of have a bleed out session where I believe you have about 30 seconds to pick up that character. So if Mercy has a res, she can use her ultimate and pick them up without anybody going over to them. But if she doesn't have a res, any player can go up to that downed player and just hold X, and that player gets picked up. X on Xbox One, which is what I played it on. Really enjoyed it. It actually blew my mind because, I'd played Junkenstein's Revenge, really liked it, but I thought it was very, very flat, It was just very simple, very, very simple PvE. And this kind of expanded on it. I was a little worried when I heard that this was going to be PvE. Not that I didn't want PvE. I want PvE in Overwatch more than anything else, but I know for developers it takes a long time to develop new game modes, and I wanted them to really, really work on a PvE and have it be kind of like Team Fortress's Man vs. Machine, where it's a standalone thing and you can go back to it over and over again, and not just another event where it'll only last about 2-3 weeks and then you can't play it anymore. Or even if you could, it's just so shallow, kind of like Junkenstein's Revenge. No offense to that, really liked it again, but it's shallow. Yeah, I couldn't see myself playing that over and over again like I did with Team Fortress 2 Man vs. Machine, or Gears of War Horde mode, or even Call of Duty Zombies. Those are what I want. That kind of mode is what I want in Overwatch. And while Uprising is close, I don't believe it's there yet. It's way better than Junkenstein's Revenge, but it's just not to that level of Black Ops Zombies or Horde mode in Gears, or Team Fortress Man vs. Machine, which is probably close. And it's kind of hard to compare the two, obviously, or the three or the four, obviously, just because they're different games, and it's hard to put all of Overwatch's dynamic characters into one game mode and have it work so well. That's another thing. I was hoping that you could choose more than 4 characters, as in Junkenstein's Revenge. You can still only choose 4 characters. Again, in Uprising, you can only choose 4 characters, but it works. It makes sense why they did it. It fits with the lore, but at the same time, I was hoping for something else. Luckily, there is a mode where you can choose any character. Still, you're only limited to 4 characters, but it's better than nothing. I did play that as well, and we will upload that soon. Anyway, so back to just my general thoughts about it. Really liked it. It's long enough to really get into it if you play it from start to finish and you don't die halfway through. It's pretty long, and which is good and it's bad. I mean, it's good because it adds to the replayability, but it's bad because this isn't like a quick match you can play before work or just while you have, hey, I have 10 minutes to spare. You can't really do that with this because the time it takes kind of varies, and usually it's a little bit more than 10 minutes, I believe. The playthrough I did where I won with Tracer was about 17 minutes. So it just depends. Again, it's hugely team focused. I beat it after about 4 tries with Tracer. Had a decent team. But if you don't have a decent team, you won't be able to beat it on hard. Probably won't be able to beat it on normal. You have to have a really good team, and there's 2 difficulties above hard that I want to try and beat, but I know it's going to be extremely difficult because it just requires a huge amount of team effort to beat it. But yeah. That's probably my biggest complaint. I guess not really complaint, because that's all of Overwatch. In competitive, you really need your 5 other players to be on par with you to fill their roles. And sometimes, like the second match I played, our Mercy was, gung ho Mercy was combat medic, and she died right out the gate. And I didn't revive her because I was pissed off. I was kind of mad that it was like she's not even doing her job. I get it. Like when I got stuck with Mercy one time, I was like, I really want to play this with Tracer or Torbjorn or even Reinhardt. Reinhardt does a really good job in that game mode. It has a lot of functionality, but Mercy has a huge, invaluable role to play. And so that's what's probably another good point to it, is that every character has a really good role to play, and they come in handy in very specific scenarios in that one mode. So it's pretty dynamic. I also like the checkpoint system, or the capture point systems, where you have to stand on it until you capture it, the first 3, and then the last payload you walk. It's kind of like a mixture of all of Overwatch's game modes. Capture the points and then exploit the payload, and then at the end it's just like elimination. You just have to kill the last 4 Orisas. Anyway, guys, that's my first impressions. Really enjoy it. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more. I guess not for a seasonal event. I guess I wasn't hoping for more. I wished for more, but I know that's not really feasible in a seasonal event, which they've been developing between seasonal events. I hope in the future they do add a standalone PvE mode in the next seasonal event. It will just be something more casual to give them time to work on something just a little bit more grand. But yeah, super enjoyed this. Glad I could beat hard mode, and I believe the 5th playthrough I played. So I'll leave you with the rest of that game I played, and you can let me know what your thoughts are on this mode. Obviously, we really like it, and we're pretty sure most Overwatch players really like it, and we're really hoping for PvE. But just let us know what you think about it. If you have any pros, any cons, especially cons. I'd like to hear cons, because I have a feeling a lot of people are going to think very highly of this, just like they did Junkenstein's Revenge. And I'd just like to know what you guys would have liked more to see from this. So anyway, it's been Spike, 16-bit Syndicate.
Torbjorn? What was that sound?
Seems like we hit another little snag.
Define little snag.
My ultimate is
Forget
charging.
about it! Defend the payload! It just needs a little more time. It's going to work, trust me! Watch for that back! Armor here!
Eradicator spotted. Proceed with caution.
Enemy bastion up ahead!
Thanks, love. Enemy bastion, be careful. Deja vu.
Armor, come get it!
Enemy bastion. Smashing. Thanks, love.
Torbjorn, status update! The generators are green, propulsion systems are waking up. Just a little bit longer. Detonator incoming! Keep it away!
Gotcha. Now, where were we?
Teammate down! I could use some healing! Enemy bastion up ahead!
Move up here.
Come get your armor! There we go! Get ready for this!
Enemy bastion, be careful.
Payload's ready to move!
Escort the payload to the power station. Once you're there, well, it's up to Torbjorn. Good job, team. Handing you over to Commander Reyes. Amari out.
Pulse
Gray is here. Latest Blackwatch intelligence indicates heavy null sector numbers inside the power station. Expect null troopers, eradicators, bastions, and some OR-14s.
Group up. Group up with me.
Detonator is bearing down upon us! No lying down on the jaw!
Hey, look! I need healing. Thank you.
No, that's what I had in mind.
Oh,
Armor here! Get behind!
enemy bastion up ahead. Yeah. Let's try that again.
Armor up! Enemy best!
Right on target. Ever get that feeling, deja vu?
Hands up with me! Job is firing up!
Should we be standing further away?
Waving behind my shield! Thanks for the vote of confidence!
Thank you.
Get that door open. Now! Energy levels are peaking.
Understood!
We've detected a massive power surge from inside the plant. Best guess they're gonna try to blow it.
What are your orders, sir?
Focus on those OR-14s. They're your first priority. Take them out.
Go! Go! Take out any null sector troops inside! Activated.
Group up.
Eradicator spotted! Enemy bastion up ahead! Armor, come in! Enemy bastion up ahead!
Enemy bastion, be careful. Now, where were we?
Armor!
There's 2 targets left.
Thanks.
Enemy bastion up ahead!
Give me time out. Time.
Teammate down! Tracer's down! Revive her! Enemy bash down! Thought you could do it so well!
Thank you. Thanks.
Last target. target, team. Get this done.
Good work out there, team. We've stopped Null Sector and given peace a